They said don't fight the system. They said stay quiet.
They were wrong. Lock in. We are exposing what so many have failed to. We are going to show you what bar attorneys have hidden from all of us. Hundreds of thousands of children and twice that of parents have been lied to and walked down the road of termination. It's the death penalty. We're all of the protesters, the ones who fight for the rights of prisoners, dogs, illegal immigrants. Why aren't you coming to the aid of our children and families? Right here in America, every day a child per minute is kidnapped.
And no one cares. We fight alone until today. CPS punishers mount up. Here comes the CPS Punisher.
Anonymous tip, another lie from one of them. No warrant, no proof, just a badge and a grin. Stealing kids like trophies, thinking they'll win. Mama crying on the porch, daddy in the cage. System wrote the script, but the CPS Punisher just flipped the page. The educator they banned, I see every violation, every forged line, every ex-part hearing, every stolen time. One tap of the app and the truth ignites. Welcome to the CPS Punisher, now we can fight.
CPS and the courts have lied to us all.
The courts will not disgrace the family. CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, one tap and their empire cracks. We rise, we take our kids back. The app is called the CPS Punisher. I'm the cape in the shadows, the skull in the night, the binder full of secrets, the weapons you all need. Ab initio, watch me void that lie. Fourth Amendment armor, watch the tyrants cry. Falsified drug test gone in a flash. I see Tebio, warrior, due process king. Every parent hero when the hotline rings. I call it justice. Download the truth, now the system busts us. From the courtroom to the streets, hear the battle cry. The CPS Punishers arrive. Kiss your bar asses goodbye. They tried to silence us, now we're the loudest voice in the room. CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, the children never leave again. Families rise, we never look back. We now use the CPS Punisher. This ain't revenge, this is reunification. This ain't rage, this is resurrection. Open the app, step into the fight. You ready? CPS Punisher, the app you need when they took your kid. CPS Punisher, the truth they hid, now the truth gets lit. Punisher, download the power, take back the throne. Punisher, you're never alone. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Void complete, family restored. The bar is finished, the Constitution will prevail. Judges do what's right. Treason is your penalty. Here comes the CPS Punisher.
Cage of the court.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?
Well, Tiff, here we are.
Turn the music off.
Don't you tell me what to do, lady. This is a special edition.
How's it going?
Well, I don't know. How do you say how is it going right now, right? With this story that we're about ready to tell,
Yeah,
it's
I know
just
it's
angry.
crazy.
This is crazy, angry. Can't believe that it's even true. But I guess it is. So, well, let's bring in some people here, and let's get Amy and let's get Mr. Lutherman in here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on here.
Yeah, and before the show ends or after the show, you make sure you get Lutherman on our show by itself because we've been working on him.
Amy,
Yeah.
tell us what is going on. I'm gonna pull up your videos in a second, but let's hear what you got to say.
We have a member of the Family Court Fraud Warrior Project that had her twins taken because she wanted to buy them some Family Court Fraud Warrior leggings. And apparently this judge is using that to say she has lost touch with reality. They are special needs twins. They were born extremely premature. They scheduled an emergency hearing on the day of their kindergarten Christmas party. So she called the court to see if they could postpone it so that the little girls wouldn't be the only two that didn't have a parent at their Christmas party. They said no. So both parents had to be at court. Neither parent could be at the Christmas party. And then she ordered the kids to go with their dad, who has never been trained to take care of them, and they have lots of medical special needs. This is a dire situation. I mean, there's medical professionals sending letters begging to either get the dad to come to the training or let the girls go home. They're worried for their safety, and for good reason.
The dad has no concept of how to take care of these special need kids, right? Like he didn't even attend the proper trainings, right?
Transplant himself. That's a little sus too. He did have a severe alcohol problem. I don't know that he still does. I would hope to God not, if you just had a liver transplant. But he's been just now learning to take care of himself. He was not around for 5 years.
Wow.
Now he's decided to come back in the picture. He did recently marry. That could have something to do with it. His new wife's father was a Supreme Court judge in Kentucky. That might have some influence. She also has a twin sister who's an attorney in that same courthouse. I don't know if it's her, just the timing seems... I don't want to make an allegation that's not true. It's just I've seen this happen so many times when the new wife comes along and it's like, no, we're going to take the kids and we'll be fine.
Let's you know what? Let's show everybody just what this judge did, so everybody can, you know, because there's probably a lot of people out there that are like, oh yeah, right, this doesn't happen, blah blah blah, bunch of crap. Let's take a look here, people. Let's see what this judge has to say here.
Is not the case. She stated in post that she was ordering the girls clothes that are anti-family court clothes for them to wear. It's right there. She posted these motions in group that has over 11,000 people in it or so. She posted medical records. She posted app-close communications with Mr. Peterson. All of it had significant personal information. Now I know this is a public record case, and I know that those records, if they're filed in the district, they are accessible. But you've got a whole pack of people that all believe that they have been wronged, and you're rallying them up with the doctor's name, with your children's name, with everything. And that is so dangerous. It is absolutely dangerous. And everybody can roll their eyes at that, but again, this is evidence to me that she's disconnected from the reality of the situation.
Wow. Luthman, what do you say about that, my friend?
Well, I am working on this right now, and I'm not going to get really too deep into detail because within a couple of days, I'm going to make this judge extremely famous. She may become one of the most famous judges in America by the time I'm done with her. I'll tell you, everybody, what I'm looking at right now, and when I publish it, you know, you'll know I thoroughly vetted it. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at pictures of bruises. I'm looking at pictures of abuse over a period of time with the father, not just on one occurrence, but over a period of time. I'm looking at a situation like Amy alluded to, where the father's back in the picture, and the people who he's affiliated with now have a line into the court system in Kentucky. There are attorneys and judges, and it's now become an insider power struggle. I'm looking at, and everybody just saw, a grievous violation of the First Amendment. So when you put information out there that the judge admitted is part of the public record, that somehow becomes dangerous. That somehow says we're gonna restate the public record, the public permanent record, which is the entire basis for the 11,000 plus group, the North Road Warrior, the public record. We're gonna do that, and that's somehow dangerous. That's somehow broken from reality. The problem here is that the fix is in. The fix is in with respect to this judge, with a ruling like that, and with what's going on. And in the face of actual abuse, evidence of actual abuse, if this judge continues with these crooked rulings, then she will become one of the most famous judges in America. And I don't believe her judicial tenure will last much longer, because from what I'm seeing, we have a very severe case of abuse. And I'll tell you about Dave, too. I just put an article out about Dave Weigel.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows about Dave. Dave's the general of the Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. And Dave puts it on the line. And he puts it on the line at great personal risk to himself. And he's going to do this in Kentucky now, too. He's going to be helping out on this in Kentucky, raising awareness and be on the ground. May very well even be a court watcher in an upcoming proceeding there and be rallying court watchers. Mm-hmm. But Dave is being attacked collaterally in his profession because of the Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. Dave is a top 1% global fixed income fiduciary asset manager. What does that mean? He's like the top Wall Street guru. If you have money, he's the guy you want it with. He knows right. Top 1% of anything on Wall Street is tops, and he's in a very specific area. And he's being attacked for one of his certifications, which is called a Certified Financial Planner. And we put out an article the other day about that, about how there was somebody that made a phone call because they don't like Dave Weigel and they don't like the Family Court Fraud Warrior Project and they don't like transparency of the family courts. They don't like the truth getting out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to cut the head off the snake. Let's take Dave Weigel and say, okay, Dave Weigel, do you care more about your profession, your certified financial planner designation, or do you care more about the truth? Because you can only have one or the other. And Dave turned around and said, no, not at all. I'm not choosing. We are bringing truth to your proceedings, certified financial planners. And he published everything. He put everything out there. And I went in and I found out who the investigator and the attorneys were. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. I already sent them messages and asking them for questions of whether or not they support designer child trafficking, which is what happens in the family courts every single day. I don't know because they didn't respond to me, the CFP board, whether or not they do support designer child trafficking. But by their silence, and their charges against Dave Weigel, I can only think that they do support designer child trafficking, in my opinion, because when you're attacking someone who fights what the courts are doing, removing children from protective parents, removing children from a safe place and putting them with abusers, putting them with people who have no business with the children, and doing it because of money, doing it because of connections, doing it not because of the best interest of the child. That's the definition of designer child trafficking. And when you are in league with that, I think you're on the wrong side of everything. So that's what we got going on here in this Kentucky case. I don't want to go into, like Andy said, we don't want to say things that aren't true yet, but we are in the throes of this investigation. I just got a bunch of this stuff today, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. The courts are closed tomorrow, but by Tuesday morning, I think this judge is going to read about herself before she even takes the bench. That's what it's called. So
I am labeling this judge the Grinch that stole Christmas.
This seems to be a common thing in Kentucky, though. I mean, we have the guys here that are going through the same thing, and these Kentucky judges they don't follow the law. They're not, like they're sitting out there, they're making disrespectful cries to the mother in this case that we have. Again, it's with special needs children. They deny them their rights as special needs, and that's what's going on here with these kids. It seems like Kentucky's got a hard on for these people, whether they're easy targets, I don't know, or is it because the money's so big, because they love that. They get the dollar signs, you get the, you get those kids.
How can a Kentucky judge order these twins on a temporary order to North Carolina?
That's what this judge is. As I'm reviewing this, it's a little bit out of control. And the only thing in my mind, and my opinion and experience as a legal journalist, because you defamed me before and said I was an attorney. I'm not an attorney. No longer an attorney. I'm legally trained. I went to law school.
I said you
don't defame me by calling me a lawyer, because the second you become a lawyer, to practice the privilege of practicing law, you have to give up your right to free speech. You cannot criticize a judge for being a total idiot, for being totally wrong. You cannot do that. You cannot criticize a judge if you're a member of the bar.
Well, you can't criticize an attorney either. Because the Kentucky bar put it right there on their website. I sent it to you, Darren, if you want to put it up.
Mm-hmm.
In order to file a bar complaint in Kentucky, it has to be notarized, and you have to sign a confidentiality agreement that you will not disclose the information of the complaint.
Oh, bullshit. That's bullshit, but go ahead.
Then if you want to complain about a judge or a lawyer in Kentucky or anywhere else, I'm here. Send me an email. And if we have
I just couldn't believe that the Bar Association,
go ahead.
They put it right there on their website. We don't care about the First Amendment.
Listen, there's no bar association. There's no judicial commission that they're not there to help the public. They're not there to help the parents, the families, or the children. They're there to protect themselves. They're a crooked trade association. That's like going to the mafia and complaining about a wise guy. That's exactly what this is. You think that the boss is going to tell somebody to stop being a wise guy? No. It's the same thing if you think that the Bar Association is going to do anything. And if you have the evidence that shows that a lawyer's crooked, if you have them on tape, because the tape is your best friend, if you have them on tape, in a recording, your video, your audio, you have the emails, the best place to go is the media. I'm here. You know, this is what I do. When I get a scumbag lawyer or a crooked judge, we make them famous. That's what we do. If you want to go with
And we love you for it. We need more people to make them more
and let them
famous.
silence you and take away your free speech rights because you feel like you're in a process. No, let's go out there and let's go and let them deal with the truth. Okay, let's let them deal with the truth.
Oh,
Let's
Mr.
let-
And
Lemon.
that what he was
Hold,
just
hold it, hold
telling-
it, hold it, hold it. Oh, we really need to talk. You need to come to Winchester, honey, because you will have enough work. No, I'm serious. Because I got a lot of families that are dealing with the same people. They're all corrupt. It's terrible.
Let's
Every courthouse, every judge, every bar card holder, I'm convinced. I keep trying to find. We have like 3 good ones that we found, and all the rest are rotten eggs.
let's take a look at a little bit more of her corrupt actions here. Check this out. Oh.
Courtroom right now. You need to leave my courtroom right now, Mr. Getty. I'm finished with you. I'm not finished with the hearing. So I need you to leave, please.
Just stating my opinion.
That's fine. We'll wait until you gather your things and you step out, and then we'll continue to talk about how we're going to move forward.
I'll be waiting outside.
Sounds good to me.
Man. All right.
That was her attorney that was thrown out.
Okay, so she just violated her Fifth Amendment right to counsel by throwing him out. She had no right to do it. I don't give 2 fucks who she is.
That's a fundamental due process violation right there. And any judge who, with a straight face, could do that is not in their right mind. That person, that clip is a de facto. That is, in and of itself, you just show that. You can show the person's not qualified to be a judge. Either they're either on drugs, they're mentally ill, or they just have no knowledge of what the Constitution says. She can pick whatever she wants, but how can anybody do that? You know, or the other reason is there's a bag of cash waiting in their chambers, which, you know, that's probably, you know, the reason for a lot of these people. But how can you make a ruling that flies in the face of the due process right to have counsel and to have representation? Tell them, oh, we're not done with this hearing, but we're done with you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, she didn't want them to object. That would be inconvenient.
What's the basis on the record for that? If you're going to do something like that, you know, even if you have a serial killer, they still put them on the gurney and strap them in and let them sit there with the muzzle in their face.
Right.
What's going on, right?
Because she was about to break the law and she didn't want him to object. That was her basis.
He's excluded from the hearing. It's out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was going to order the twins to North Carolina on a temporary order. And he would have objected. That was too inconvenient to have him there.
Yeah, can't create a record appeal.
We might as well show this one while we're here too. We might as well just add a little bit more grease in here. Here we go. Let's see here.
I think
Just if anybody else needs any more, you know, evidence here. Oh, sorry. Let me start this over.
If he was not in North Carolina right now, they'd be with him. If not for the fact that these children have just started kindergarten in this state, you need to go out of my courtroom right now. So let's bring her into the holdover, please, and let her.
Hey, you don't know what's going on inside families. You don't know the situation. We'll get a fine lawyer. You'll learn. You're wrong. You're so wrong. He's a bad dad and she's a sad
So, Miss
mom.
Adams, what essentially, I don't think that you should speak whatsoever because
No, you need to shut your mouth.
Love it.
That's gangster grandma.
Oh, grandma's feisty, huh? That's a. But
That's
you said
Cindy's mom.
I don't
Is
think.
she
What
a
judge?
friend of
I don't
mine?
think you should speak. Who says that?
Right. Yeah.
But she wasn't
She's a
doing,
friend
she
of
was
mine.
just shaking her head when she threw her out of the courtroom.
I do it all the time. I be sitting right in there behind my husband doing this. They have never thrown me out.
This judge seems to be a bit deranged. Really, I think it's a bit of corruption because what I'm seeing about these people, the connections that they have. But how do you do this? And then the litmus test is going to be in the next couple of days when these what we've seen so far, these emergency type injury to the children that's come to light. If that is in front of the judge and that doesn't create a stark change in her attitude, her judicial temperament, and her judicial attitude, there's a big problem with this woman. She doesn't belong on the bench anywhere. That court is a family court, best interest of the children. If she wants to go run around like that, like a maniac, she can do that in another court. She can do that in a civil court where it's two corporations suing each other, and at the end of the day, it's money. This is about children's lives, and that's what these judges don't recognize.
Yes,
And that's the
and
problem.
one
They
of
talk
the
about
little
this.
girls,
Yeah, go ahead.
one of the little girls, the one that's autistic, was scheduled to have retinopathy surgery, and it had to be canceled because she was with dad. Now dad is trying to cancel it a second time. If it is missed a second time, it can never be done, and the little girl will be blind.
Henry, what do you say about this stuff, man?
Man, I'm writing notes because I didn't want to interfere. First off, I want the video. Can somebody send me that video somehow? Can we publish it on my little website in Connecticut?
Absolutely. It's on our website already, Family Court Fraud Warrior
We're
Project.
just under 200 people, but we're all friends and we all interact to the communities.
Yeah, and the judge said we have
I got a
11,000
question.
members.
How did the judge even see the video when judicial has a policy that there is no external links to any briefs that you're not allowed to put at least to appellate court?
We don't know where it came from. It just appeared in our inbox and we took it.
That's right. And that's the beautiful part about the First Amendment and journalists. When we receive materials and we publish them, that's what it comes down to. This is a true proceeding in the courts of the United States and the state of Kentucky. We own the courts. Our taxes go to that. So we have every right under our First Amendment to make sure that everybody's informed about what's happening in our courts. So I have a bunch of my friends popping on here. I'll give shout outs. We got another guy up in Connecticut, bearded, and so we got a case going on, guys, that is really, really crazy in Kentucky. And this Kentucky case is this judge that is out of her mind, it looks like. And what happened over the past 48 hours is that there's real hard evidence. There's photographs of abuse of these two beautiful young twins that were awarded to the father. And they were awarded to the father, I believe, and I'm working it up. My theory right now is by crooked means. That we have the father is now related to people who are connected to the courts, connected to the judges, connected to money and everything else, and everything changed. Everything was fine when the kids were with the mom, and now they're with the dad, and there are allegations and actually evidence of serious abuse and bruises and everything else. And these are children that have special needs that need to be taken care of, and they're not being taken care of. The father was out of the picture for 5 years, and this is a really serious case that we're looking at.
Hey, what started all of this? What made all of this come to fruition?
We would love to know that too. It did come kind of out of nowhere. There's context clues. There's nothing confirmed.
Was the father? Did the father come after custody, or did
remarry recently?
Yeah.
But this motion is by his attorney. I cannot remember his name, but I will get it for you in a second. And they're stating that it's the leggings. These leggings are a big problem.
No, I'm going to tell you what happened. This is just my opinion. Those children are special needs, which means they get disability.
You got it.
a hefty paycheck. The man got remarried. They probably need the money. Said, hey, go get your kids. That's an automatic income. I'm telling you, that's how it started.
Yeah.
Because
It could be.
no, I'm telling you. I'm
The
telling
Title IV play. A total Title IV play. You got it.
I
yes,
know.
Title foreplay. I like that.
yes.
I like
I
that.
know
Title
her
foreplay.
ex-husband is very financially secure. He got a large trust when his dad died, and his
But
mother is.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't care what state you live in. Your spouse is not entitled to you anything that you inherit from your parents. So that
No,
inheritance has nothing to do with her ex-husband. What I'm telling you, it's about the money for these children because they are
it might be the
autistic.
courts getting the
It's
money.
you're both right in the sense that it's about the money that's being paid out from the government from Title IV for the kids going forward. But if the father has access to money to pay lawyers at the same time, so it's not like he's waiting for the Title IV money to come in to pay the lawyers. He can pay down to get the money and starve the mother out and really that's what they're doing. They blacken the mother in front of the eyes of this judge because all the people that are talking to the judge are the court people. The court people are owned by the husband and the family now. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. You can't get a fair shake. And
Right,
these
there's
judges
ties. There's
problem-
ties to the father. There's ties of the fathers, right? Right down the line of the courts, their systems there, right? Doesn't he have ties to the?
His new wife, the second wife, was the daughter of a Supreme Court judge in Kentucky.
That's
And
who's
he has
paying
a
the
twin
legal
sister
fees.
who works in the courthouse as an attorney.
Well, that's who's paying the legal fees. He doesn't have the money.
He does. He inherited the money
trust.
directly, and his
Oh,
mom.
he inherited it.
He inherited money, and his mom's the CEO of a hospital in North Carolina, which I'm
But that
guessing
money-
has something to do with how he got a liver transplant so quickly.
Yeah, right up the
But I'm
research
not-
triangle,
I don't
right?
know.
Yeah. But that money's going to run out, right? But these kids will get paid for the rest of their lives because they're autistic.
One is autistic and nonverbal. The other is not, but they were both born premature, special needs, feeding tubes, developmental delays. They have medical.
One has a feeding tube still, correct?
Yes, one currently,
Right.
and he's never been trained to use it, clean it, none
State's
of that.
grabbing them.
How
State's
old are
grabbing
they?
them. State is grabbing them. There's no way they're giving up this good cost money. And the way you described him, I highly doubt he would be able to give that type of care with, J2 feedings and the whole 9 yards of care. So it sounds sort of like that one child could be almost bedridden all the time. Or no?
She's walking, potty trained, which is at 5 a big deal for an autistic nonverbal child. I mean, Cindy
but why
has
would-
gone above and beyond. She has sought
Why
out
would- Why would
the
this?
best specialists, the top medical care. She has flown all over the world to get these kids the top medical care.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Any of us, I've been doing this almost 37 years. They always give the kids to the abusers because they believe that the parent that's coming forward about the abuse is bitter, angry, retaliatory, doesn't believe them. That's the problem, right? And I'm telling you, it's about the money. I'm telling you.
About the money.
Well, it always is about something other than the best interest of the children. That's
There's
what
a plan. There's a plan. Like just like me, I'll keep my son to the day I die. The state won't meet Olmstead. They will not give me inclusion and build a life independent so that when I transition away from Nathan, Nathan is in a situation, his own routine, his own connections, his own friends, his own ways of getting around. They just won't do it. They put them in institutional settings, typically a group home, 4 people. But again, back to this J feed. Don't get me wrong. I do know people have kids at home that are more or less bedridden, kind of, and they're on. You did say J tube feeding, right?
Yes.
Right. So
that's one of them.
That's not an easy person to care for. But again, a parent like me will, or a parent like her will do it. And the government gives you peanuts. When I say peanuts, it's called a first choice. It's under $18,000 a year. They'll give you health insurance and food stamps. Is that really enough? You can't even pay your rent on what it is. It's less than $1,000 a month, guys. We're not talking a lot of money here. And this is
Well,
what
we're also talking about two
starved
families that have a
parents.
lot of money.
They
So the
starve
court,
parents to turn the children over to the state. Then it's an unlimited $300,000 a year for places like the Ark of I'm going to say Connecticut, because I live in Connecticut. It's crazy. You wouldn't believe the racketeering from these systems. Council of Developmental Disabilities. How do you not know compliancy? I'm sorry. There's a laundry list. That judge bullied.
oh, I
Where's
do
her
believe
bullying
that that's
training?
coming. But
Where's
these
her
are two very
ADA
wealthy
training?
families.
She
They haven't
attacked a
exhausted
disabled
them yet.
lawyer. In my opinion, that guy was so startled. In my opinion, that attorney was so startled. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't even put his papers back in the brief. He was, oh my God, I just screwed up. And again, she's coming down on him like a freaking town bully. Again, then the grandmother, oh my God, talking about post-traumatic stress. She can fucking turn around and sue her for fucking almost giving a lady a heart attack. You know what I mean?
But the big problem you have with the family courts is something called judicial immunity. Okay, I just wrote about a story that hopefully doesn't go like this one doesn't go like a few weeks ago in Ohio, where the judge took the child who had Sanfilippo syndrome, a form of childhood dementia, child Alzheimer's actually, and it's a terminal condition. The mother was managing the care for the child for all 12 years of the child's life. The father swoops in with the lawyer, and they flip it, take the kid out of Ohio, bring him back to Washington. Within 2 weeks, the kid is in a coma. 5 days later, they pull the plug. The kid is dead. Because the judges in Ohio didn't care. They didn't read. They didn't look at anything else. They relied on faulty orders. They didn't look at the best interest of the child. But it's called judicial immunity. They created a death sentence for that child. The poor 12-year-old is dead. Okay? But there's no recourse because of judicial immunity. There's no recourse against this judge in the courts of law that we're looking at in Kentucky either. The only recourse we have is in the media and the court of public opinion to let everybody know what this judge is doing. And hopefully we can do it now as soon as possible, in a way that people can understand, and maybe it will affect her decision making and make her act like somebody who's wearing a black robe. But there is little to no recourse in the courts of law because of judicial immunity. And that judicial immunity extends to guardians ad litem. That extends to court-appointed personnel. They are immune in most states. You cannot sue them, even if they screw up or even if they basically get caught taken abroad.
No, and it's just crazy that they could do that. We see all the time in the family courts and the CPS cases, you see perjury like it's everybody's job. It is their job, and there's nothing that you can do. There's not a damn thing you can do. Nothing. But sit there and watch it and take it in the ass. Like that's really all you can do because of these immunity laws, because of these things that are backing them up. And until we abolish these systems, this is just going to continue on, and the fraud's going to continue on, and the corruption's going to continue on. And look, when I was with Vincent Davis, what he told me, and it really changed my view of everything about it. He says, Darren, you got these family courts all wrong. He says, if you're there to fight the truth or the law, you're in the wrong place, because you don't fight those two things in these family courts. That's not for here, And that is it. You got to get that out of your head. Stop going into these courts going, all right, it's unconstitutional. It's this, it's that. It doesn't matter. They don't care.
But it's not a courtroom. You're not in a courtroom. You are in an administrative hearing.
You're in a theater watching a show. It's all orchestrated and bullshit.
So I do have a question. Have these babies been able to talk to their mom?
They were there today, and it was not good. And that is being dealt with, hopefully. But
I know.
Dad
I
ran
wish I
over
could play
Mom's
that video.
foot also.
I wish I could
So-
play that video that David sent me with the poor little girl crying for her mom. I mean, that if that wouldn't touch people's hearts, I don't know what would.
Was
I
it
don't
in
have
person
permission
or
to
was it
play
by?
the-
No, I don't either. So I know I can't. But I'm just saying, I wish I could because that would be.
Was it an in-person meeting or was it by video?
No, it was an in-person meeting.
Okay. Natural environment or was it
I
institutional
don't know the
setting?
details. I don't want to lie. I know Mom and Dad did interact. So it was face to face. Dad was present. Mom was present.
So when's the next court date?
I think there's a court date coming up this Friday, but there may be one sooner based on the evidence of abuse that we're hearing about, and we've actually seen some things. I'm not going to jump the gun until something is filed with the court or scheduled. But if it were me, I would have the lawyer filing an emergency application almost immediately. The courts are closed tomorrow. I would be on the on the horn up to the emergency. There's usually an emergency judge or an ex parte judge who's on call 24/7. I would be on with that basically to try to get that moving. But it's very clearly, at least by first thing Tuesday morning when the courts open up, in order to have that in place. You've taken the kids from a protective parent, one that knows what they're doing, one that can manage the care, one that and you hand them over to the wolves. What does this guy know? What track record does he have? And how can a judge justify that as in the best interest of the child in any way, shape, or form? And on top of that, the harebrained decision that they made, be prejudiced against the protective mother because of her First Amendment rights, her First Amendment speech, her desire to create a permanent public record of governmental proceedings that are already public. She's not disclosing anything. She's not leaking state secrets. The judge already said that everybody can see this. You go onto the court record in Kentucky, you can see this. Oh, but we don't like the fact that you're going together. It's dangerous that people get together. Well, guess what? That's called freedom of association. That's part of your First Amendment rights. That's what, that's what the King of England said. That's what King George said. I can't stand these colonists getting together and talking bad about me. That's why we have a First Amendment. So people of a like mind can get together and talk about all the bullshit in plain English that the government's doing.
Well, I don't like the bar getting together and having meetings. Can I say that?
I have a real concern about this feeding tube one because I got to tell you, listen, but we had a little girl here. Her feeding tube was out for 4 hours and they didn't notify the parents. She died that Saturday because she got an infection. So I have real concerns about that, especially the one with the feeding tube. I'm so scared for that child right now. You have no clue.
Is she listening to us now?
Cindy, maybe her mom.
Okay, well, this has always been replayed. She needs to call the state's Disability Rights Center. She needs to go online tonight and file a complaint immediately. Again, Google my name. You'll end up freaking finding my questions. You're seeking a designated responsible employee to file an administrative complaint against the judge, and then by association rights to the mother, to the attorney, to get what I'm doing, because you under the ADA you have the same protections, right? And again, he's your hired lawyer. I'm sorry, that guy was like, that's elder abuse. The way she yelled at him, someone, and this ain't just having a bad day, because you can see the cockiness in her eyes that this is my fucking courtroom. I'm gonna do what I want in here. Be damned.
And I think she's lost touch with reality. If that's the
I think
basis
so.
of her,
Hey, let's have a psych eval on her.
how do you go about getting a judge committed?
Why not? Come on, guys. How is it not possible? Then at the next time, too, does she take medicines like blood pressure medicine? Let's just say she was off it, or diabetes or something like that could make her whacked out in her old age. I mean, seriously.
Well, there's definitely some problems with that judge.
I mean, would you let the guy fly you a pilot that you know has a diabetes problem and he decided to stop taking his diabetes insulin shots? Hell no.
So why did her attorney not immediately go file a appeal?
We're just finding this stuff. The appeal of the old order. Okay.
Yeah,
this isn't A temporary order and a
It doesn't
continuance.
matter. It doesn't matter. It can
Right.
be appealed. That
No,
should have
no,
been
no,
appealed.
no. But you got some problems sometimes because a lot of courts only allow final orders to be appealable. That's
Oh
when they get
no.
found that it's a
And this
temporary
is
order,
also not
temporary order.
even an order at all,
like,
Well,
Judge.
it's also medical abuse by the government.
You get an ex parte order, and then the judge sets the status quo, and the other side doesn't even chance to go into court, and that's not an appealable order because you have to have the hearing on the ex parte, and then the jury 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 months.
Oh, it
And
was done under ex parte. I didn't know that.
It was no, it was not done under ex parte, but they did not finish the hearing. They said they had to continue it and finish
Not
the
a final
hearing
order.
later. But there is an order, a temporary order. They just make up stuff as they go. There's no law.
And the fucked up part is that just like me, I'm in a Commonwealth state. Kentucky is a Commonwealth state, and they truly believe, and I'm telling you, I've lived here 55 years. They truly believe they can do anything they want to do.
Well, because they can.
It's literally crimes against the one that's on the feeding tube. Because again, I'm sorry, you guys should be filing medical neglect complaints with tonight with the disability rights section. You know, and hospitals typically have a medical unit into that Civil Rights Association. I'd file with them and at least start to look in. You also should have a Office of Civil Rights in your state. Go file with them against the state. But you have to follow the paper trail. I'm telling you, they're not going to identify 28 CFR 35.107. They're going to send you to the HR department, which they call the contact person or an affirmative action, or it doesn't matter what they call it. Bullshit. Congress gave 2 people the authority to remedy discrimination. That's the DOJ and the designated responsible employee. Then after that, the disabled on their own have the right to bring it immediately to the federal courts. That's what I'd be looking at.
I mean, we can stand on our left foot and spin around, but if nobody is listening, it doesn't matter.
This is how you get them to listen, because then when they reject you, you're going to go through the paperwork again, asking them to say, wait a minute, is it your number one thing to ensure compliance of the state? I'm asking you to file a complaint with the person who has the monetary control over this whole system right here, because that woman needs to be removed or effectively retrained or something. Get what I'm saying?
But somebody
and I think in a perfect world, that sounds great.
Children need to be returned immediately. They have medical necessities that were being fit, and there is no abuse here.
But and people are listening because you got this guy sitting right here. He's underneath me. I'm right here. He's right here. He's right there. Right? This reporter guy, I've emailed him 3 times and he hasn't emailed me back. I don't take that personally, Mr. Letham. But
sorry, Tiff. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I get a lot of emails.
No, I do too, so I get it. But he is listening, and I'm telling you, I read his articles. I every day there's one that's in my email, right? I'm telling you, this man.
And that's what I'm saying. We have better luck with Rich getting help for that woman than we do a judge.
So you're not going to get the Bar Association or the Judicial Commission to self-regulate. The media will help to regulate. And when it becomes such a clamor and a groundswell that people start talking about it, that's when the political branches of government start doing something and leaning on the judiciary. When you have senators and representatives and executive branch members, governors getting calls and seeing this in the paper, they call over to the Supreme Court, the chief judge, and everything else, say, what's going on with these courts? And that's when you start to have a little bit of change. But when you expose these judges, that's when the issue is there. When you know walking into the courtroom that certain judges, and it's the same ones, the certain judges are real bad apples, well, that's part of the issue too.
Well, and I mean, we can all see the Louisiana judge. He's a Supreme Court judge that just came out condemning the family court system. Guess who's opening an investigation into him and is trying to get him off the bench now? They never investigate the ones that are on the bad guy team. But if one of them dares to go against it, they're going to try to get them removed.
That's it.
See, this is the biggest problem that we have in America. You cannot let these people police themselves. Okay? The police police themselves, CPS police themselves, the judges police themselves, the attorneys police themselves. There's no oversight. There's no accountability. There is zero, right? Because when you complain about a judge, who do you get? Other judges. You complain about the bar, you get other attorneys. You complain about CPS workers, you get more CPS workers.
To make it even worse,
you get the police.
There's 2 attorneys on Dave's regulators board. So they're on every regulating board, no matter your profession. These bar card holders are terrorists, and they're a problem, and we got to get them under control.
What we need.
Again, the only thing that the judge can question is, are you not violating Olmstead? And again, your maximum inclusion, your maximum everything, you're caring for the person. There is no neglect. There is no abuse. They don't have a right to regulate your opinion. And again, this is like picking on a disabled family because they know what they can do. Now, again, if she's poor, she doesn't have to pay a dime because underneath the association rights to the disabled children, she should be able to get a court-appointed attorney. And then she works that attorney to hold the money to his license to sue him. That's the only path you have.
So, guys, it's real quick. It's 9:30. I gotta run. But
we're gonna have to close this up. Also, we got another show coming up
tonight. So much. And if anybody wants to reach out, I have my thing on the screen. It's luthman.substack.com. That's where I write. If you want to see what I write in other places, thefamilycourtcircus.com. We have a lot of Connecticut stuff and all around the country over there. And if you want, go on those sites and you'll see my contact details. Reach out. Tiff, send me an email. I'll get your email. Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, and we got to follow up on Bryce Chapman too, because he's getting stir crazy.
Oh yeah.
All right, Mr. Luthman, thanks for coming in, my man. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you down the line for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one. All right. So yeah, there we go. That was
Yeah, I'm serious. You got to start telling her to start hammering the ADA because it's a whole nother due process right. And what she didn't hear me say is, it's again, guys, they get funded for it. Do they get funded for parents' rights? Do they get funded for? Yes, they get funded domestic violence. This is why you see a lot of situations on that where they're interested and their ears perk up, especially when it's people with disabilities involved. You know?
Oh yeah, I've traced the Title IV funding on that here. I found a case where there's 11 rounds of funding on one case where there was never even an incident of domestic violence. But they got 11 TRO numbers and 11 different rounds of federal funding.
Again, coercion and retaliation. Go, Tiff.
Can't the kids even get a GAL through them?
The kids have to get actually appointed a GAL that's familiar with the needs of the children. They cannot just be somebody who's just an idiot that says, I'll interpret what a professional says.
I know there was a GAL.
You can't do that.
I'm not sure what happened there.
So again, if she's good with all the doctors, if she can go to the doctors immediately, document, get the history of the files,
the judge was sent
full copy. Full copy. I would immediately, I would start writing it in letters to the GAL demanding an investigation on why they haven't received the second surgery. Start questioning it and throw it in as abuse. You want to get their non-discriminatory policy and procedure. You want to get their ADA training, because how can they effectively like me? How can they effectively represent? I'll be able to send you some stuff because again, I've done some stuff, but I'm getting ready to file tomorrow night as my deadline. Martin Luther King Day. I'm filing in the Supreme Court for this exact argument in the state of Connecticut.
Is it Martin Luther King Day Monday? Is it? Are we already there? Wow. This month is already almost over.
I'm telling you, I'm like Rosa Parks, man. I ain't taking it no more. Tiff, I know you.
This is my dog that fell out of the police academy. I'm like, I have a police academy fail out, dog.
Well, I don't know. But again,
go get him, Henry.
Hey, listen, until I can get a nice big freaking crystal freaking thing with my name in it, you don't even tease me anymore.
Oh my Lord.
Hey, Darren, you got a big crystal? I mean, I don't have a big crystal with my name in it.
I got a big crystal thing. Yeah, I don't know if I have one of them.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Is that the thing that Mary hangs from your nutsack every morning?
Oh my, Henry! Holy smokes! You guys are crazy.
So to
Amy,
answer
thank
your
you so much.
question, Amy, hold on, Darren.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I was awarded the President's Award through the NAACP for all the work I do. That's what they're talking about.
Hold on. Let me. I got. You know, now that you.
And I'm just Captain ADA. So how is that possible? I got to look.
Yeah,
at
that's
you
that's
guys.
Hammer and Hank. They call
Again, we can do the
him.
polka any day of the week. You want to do it? Let's do it.
I'm the
Yeah.
most irrelevant
Now,
person
and all
on
due
the face of the
seriousness,
planet,
protect
but here
those
I am.
children. Start filing complaints.
Hold on.
today.
Wait a minute. We gotta find this.
If she's watching,
I
you
thought
get
I had
her
a picture of it.
joined by association rights. The grandmother can file complaints. Anyone can file a complaint to the association to the disabled. Now, they haven't defined if I'm in general public, can I do the same? I do believe so. Kids do it in school all the time. Hey, mommy, daddy, I heard little Johnny's getting abused. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So again, that's the best police system we could ever have in this world is the general eyes public.
Oh, Dave will have to get on with y'all about a Connecticut one
They
where
put them in an
the
institutional setting. These people are screwed.
yeah, I mean
I
it
don't know
sounds
what it is.
great if they actually
That's
do
okay.
what they're supposed to,
Missouri.
but they don't.
We know it's real. All right, guys, hey, listen up. We got Gunning for CPS running right on our heels right now. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Watch that because he's got some stuff
I
to
hope Gunnar
say.
was paying attention tonight.
Yeah, well, I bet he was, but I hope everybody else stays here and pays attention to what he has to say
Look,
because
he's
he
out of
is on
control. They need
fire.
to calm this down.
Bedtime.
All
Good
right.
night, thank
Amy,
you.
thank you so much. We'll see you guys real soon. And thank you to the Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. We're out of here.
Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they mightest feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.